Ramdas Sahoy Sai, Arjan Hargobind No, Simro Sri Hariday, Sri Guru Harkrishan Dhyaye Jis Dithe Sab Dukh Jaye, Teg Bahadur Simriye Karna One Daave Taye Sab Thai Hona Ji Sahay, Dasਵੇਂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਸਾਹਿਬ Sri Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj Jiyo Sab Thai Hona Ji Sahay, ਦਸਾਂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹਾਂ ਕੀ ਜਾਗਦੀ ਜੋ ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਸਭ ਥਾਈਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਜੀ ਸਹਾਇ। ਏਕ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਪਿਤਾ ਇਹ ਨਿਰੰਕਾਰ ਸਰੂਪ ਗੁਰੂ ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਆਪ ਤੇ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਹੈ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਹੀ ਬਖਸ਼ੀ ਹੋਈ ਅਕਲ ਨੂੰ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀਓ ਵਰਤ ਕੇ ਆਪ ਦੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਵਟਾਂਦਰਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗੇ ਹਾਂ। ਮਿਹਰ ਕਰਨੀ, ਸਮਤ ਬਖਸ਼ਣੀ, ਕਾਰਜ ਰਾਸ ਕਰਨਾ, ਸਹੀ ਮੇਲ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਮੇਲ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਚਿਤ ਆਵੇ, ਨਾਨਕ ਨਾਮ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਭਾਣੇ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਕਾ ਭਲਾ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਜੀ। So Harvinder Singh ji, do we still have the same number of people? Gurjeet Singh, Jasbir Kaur, Dr. Raj Singh, Harvinder Singh, and me. That's it?
I think Gurjeet just got disconnected. I'm trying to connect him again, but
okay. ठीक है जी. So given the audience, I think we can switch back and forth from English to Punjabi. So the last time we had begun with Pauri 28, went all the way through Pauri 31. Maybe we didn't actually, but we did talk generally about the theme that ran through these Pauris, and we agreed that Guru Nanak, in the course of his travels, had some very lively discussions with the yogis, the Nath yogis, and perhaps this is an encapsulation of one of those encounters that he may have had. Because he's certainly addressing what appears to be a yogi lifestyle, a Nath yogi lifestyle. And I think we talked a little bit about whether or not Guru Nanak was critiquing the lifestyle or whether he was not being critical but simply suggesting that wearing an external regalia was perhaps a necessary maybe but not a sufficient condition. And I think that's how far as far as we got. There was a desire, I believe, to actually start again from Pauri 28 and to go through the stanzas line by line. Did I get that right, Harvinder? Is that what we had agreed to do?
Anji, that's correct. I think we wanted to go just to go deep meaning of each line.
Okay. So then, for that, I will need volunteers to actually start. I mean, is somebody willing to take on the Pauri timing? Is there somebody willing to walk us through that? No volunteer? So how are we going to do this line by line if no one's willing to actually...
What you want? I have to read the Pauri or
read it and help us understand the literal meanings of the word. Isn't that what we want to do, Harvinder? Is to say, for example, Bhagat Gyan, give us an explanation of what is being said.
Exactly.
So, Paji, will you read the Pauri and give us a quick explanation of the words, not necessarily a discourse.
I'll try, but Pauri number 28.
Hanji, let's start there. Pehlo Pauri padh diyo sari.
जी, मुंदा संतोष श्रम पर चोली हिरानकी करें विभूत खिंथा काल कुआरी काया जुगत डंडा परती आई पंथी सगुल जमाती मन जीता जग जीत आदेश किसे आदेश आद अनील अनाद अनाहत जुग जुग एको वेश. So in this Pauri, Guru Pasha ji not only addressing the yogis, even I can say addressing to me also, that make contentment your earrings. Like contentment is the subject of basically man, but Guru Pasha is saying make contentment your earrings. So earrings are related to ear means my listening process. So these ears of internal dehi. So man de ear ne sunna hai. So a deep listening. There's a line in Guru Granth Sahib which says, Dehi Gupat Dehi Dise. The true form is hidden, but the false, which body is seen, basically that is not the true. The which is inside you, that is the true body. So from this, I understand that from where I need santokh, from where I need contentment. So I got a line, Ustat Nindya Nahi Jai Kanchan Lo Saman Kaho Nanak Sunre Mana Mukt Tahi Te Chan. So be contented from Ustat Ninda. It's
So
not.
can I stop you for a second? Let's throw this open for a second. We talk about contentment, and we use the word contentment quite sort of, I think, freely. Perhaps it may be worthwhile to stop and pause on this word. What exactly is contentment? Contentment का की मतलब है? Maybe you can start, Benji, and then I will open it up to the others.
Yeah,
What does being content mean?
Yeah, even that's why I was thinking like this. It's only not because of my some needs or my wants. It's even contented from ustat nindya. So when ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਚੀਜ਼ ਲੈਣਾ ਜਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਅਗਰ ਮੈਂ ਡਿਪੈਂਡੈਂਟ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਸਤਤ ਨਿੰਦਾ ਤੇ ਅਗਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਉਸਤਤ ਨਿੰਦਾ ਡਿਸਟਰਬ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਤਦ ਮੈਂ ਚੈੱਕ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਕਿ I am not contented.
ਪਰ ਡਿਸਟਰਬ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਬੰਦਾ?
ਲਾਈਕ ਜਦੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਪ੍ਰੇਜ਼ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਪਿੱਠ ਠੋਕੀ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਮਨ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਉੱਚਾ ਫੀਲ ਕਰੇ ਐਂਡ ਕਿਧਰੋਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਨਿੰਦਾ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ ਮਨ ਹਰਟ ਹੋਏ ਔਰ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਜਸਟੀਫਾਈ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਏ ਸੋ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਅਗਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਡੇਲੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੇਰੇ ਲਾਈਫ ਸਟਾਈਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਰ ਮੂਮੈਂਟ ਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਚੈਕਿੰਗ ਦੇਣੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕਿਧਰੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਬਾਹਰੋਂ ਆਂਦਾ ਹੋਇਆ these are foreign materials ਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਧਰੇ ਡਿਸਟਰਬ ਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ
ਅੱਛਾ ਜੀ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ let me give the others a chance to weigh in. Eileen, I know you've joined and perhaps you've had a chance to listen in. I was throwing out the notion of contentment, which is what we are translating santokh to mean, and I want to have a little discussion around this. I think it's valid. What exactly does contentment mean to you? I mean, what is contentment?
Yes, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I had been thinking about contentment as kind of related to acceptance and satisfaction. You know, I try to picture in my mind what these iPod yogis must have been like, and I'm trying to think about the differences between their use of these earrings and what we're intended to supposed to change to contentment. And so I'm not really sure, but I have a sense of like just being satisfied with your own self without sort of proving. Like I think that they use the earrings to like prove something. So maybe it's something of just being satisfied with what you have to work with. I'm drawing something, you know, something along those lines.
So how does this contentment manifest itself in a person's life? How does the person know, oh well, I'm really contented, or how is it visible to others that this individual is contented?
Maybe it's not visible to others. Maybe it's not something you have to prove, but it's just something internal.
So Dr. Ajay Singh, what is your take on, are you contented, do you think?
If you got to, if you're looking for proof in the eyes of others that you're content, then you're not. Okay.
So what's the marker for the individual?
Well, that's the marker I'm making. If you're looking to the validation from others,
external approval.
yes, validation from outside, then it isn't there. Now you could be content, your state of mind could be, but is that because you've arrived at a certain level of maturity, or is it because you don't know any better? No,
Yes.
I mean that you're blind to your own shortcomings,
Yes.
and you don't know any better.
Yeah.
So it's not such an easy matter. It's not such an easy matter. I think what this is talking about are universal values of life. I would not necessarily look at it as advice to Nath yogis. After all, if you recall in Guru Granth, there are about 5 hymns which are an evaluation of Islamic practices.
Right.
Right? Now, it's not addressed to a particular person. It's really trying to find universal meaning in the things that we do, in the thing that we wear, the symbols that we think give us identity. And it's trying to look for meaning in those and advance those.
So let me throw out the dictionary meaning of contentment. It says the state of being mentally or emotionally satisfied with things as they are.
Yes, but you see the danger in that is if you're
So
totally satisfied, you don't look for any progress.
that is precisely
You don't
my
look for
point.
change.
You took the
And
words out.
I usually tell people that you will always find yourself in a struggle when the world around you is not quite the way you would like it to be. And now the Eastern mind is a little bit different in that the Western mind would say, if the world is not the way I wish it to be, I'm going to change the world to suit my
Exactly.
perception, even if it kills me in the process.
Right.
And frequently it does. People go nuts. That's why psychiatrists and lawyers make such a good living.
Yeah.
And the Eastern mind would, that I would say is equally bad. It says to you, I'll close my eyes, and there's an inner reality within me which is far better than the conflict that I find myself in. It's a beautiful reality. I tune into that and ignore the nonsense around me, and I'll be content.
Running the danger of becoming a narcissist.
And well, becoming then you're satisfied with the world as it is, and you can live in poverty and filth for
Yes.
2,000 years. It doesn't bother you. And progress is not only not necessary, it's even undesirable because it will not stand you. So contentment is not such an easy matter to define.
Yes. No, I
Point of
appreciate
meeting.
your input. Gurjeet Singh Virji in Australia.
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ
Khalsa,
ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ
So
ਫਤਿਹ
you've heard the conversation so far, I hope.
ਹਾਂਜੀ the answer is within the Pauri itself ਮਨ ਜੀਤੈ ਜਗ ਜੀਤ
That's right.
Yeah.
That's where you got to get to.
ਮਨ ਨੂੰ contentment ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਸਾ ਕੀ ਵਾਰ ਪੜੋ when this jeev was not created ਸਤਯੁਗ ਰਤ ਸੰਤੋਖ ਕਾ ਧਰਮ ਅੱਗੇ ਰਥਵਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਮਾਈਂਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੰਟੈਂਟਮੈਂਟ ਹੈ ਮਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਧਰਮ ਰਥਵਾ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ
Yeah, but
we
but
are
that
here
doesn't. So we are still struggling with what is the meaning of that word. Maybe
the
you can
meaning
spend
is
30 seconds on that.
yeah okay there is a hunger and there is a need if you are basically depending upon need then you're satisfied then you're contented but if you are hungry no one can content that's opposite to contentment.
The difference
So we are
between
born here we have a need in Maya but don't let it go to hunger.
between
Keep it
needs
to your
and
need.
wants. Needs and wants.
Needs and wants.
Needs are satisfied and good for you to have. Wants are never satisfied.
That's right.
There's no end to them.
Excellent. I think this should enlighten us as to what Santokh really means, because I think we talked about some very important, valid points. You can't become flaccid by being satisfied with the way things are, and you can't go nuts over your wants. So can we, if it's okay, I think we've dwelt enough on Santokh. Can we move on to the next couple of words, which is Saram Fat Jholi? And I do want to bring up Saram, because I think people interpret this word differently. Some refer to it as Lajja, or I don't quite know what the English equivalent would be for Lajja. At least it's not occurring to me right now. And some refer to this as industry, hard work.
No.
So let's open that up. Anji Virji, Gurjeet Singh ji, we were on you. Do you want to dwell on this, the different interpretations of this word, and what might it mean in this context here?
Oh yes, there are references that Yogi doesn't want to do work, he wants to rely on people. Nikhattu hoke karna padai. He doesn't want to work. Whereas Gurmat has always said ki kaal khaye kich hathon de. That's what for you are born. This pankti is on both. Outside world, you just work hard. If people come to you, help them. But you are helpless. You're rather begging from them. And spiritually too, you try to find what's the meaning of the Gurbani. You try to find what is written in Gur Shabad, and then you distribute to the people who wants to gain the spiritual knowledge. So yogi is depending upon the society to feed him. That's why this saram means do some effort, throw your khappar in which you ask for, and you don't even stop at khappar. You're so greedy, you have a choli. When the khappar is full, he puts it in the choli. It means he's not, he has gone to hunger. That let my choli
So he's
be full.
being greedy. He's being greedy.
Yes. Yeah. No contentment in his actions, as Guru Nanak has. I think that's what he wants to.
Hanji, Dr. Ajay Singh, would you sort of, what's your take? I mean, I think the notion that this word is applicable in a dual sense makes it.
Yes, it depends on the usage.
Yeah,
depends on the usage. It is the honest living, and again, things revolve around needs and wants, and modesty, perhaps, of demeanor.
And modesty of appetites, might you also say?
Well, that's why I say modesty of demeanor.
Yeah.
Modesty rules your behavior and your appetites as well.
Oh yeah, thank you. Modesty is the word I was looking for Lajja. Harvinder Singh, do you have any input on this? I think we need to get you more involved.
No, I think I agree with Gurjeet Virji. I think we can take it on the both sides, and I think I always consider this line as that we should be doing hard work and try to help others, and we should not be like this Nath yogis and dependent upon other people who do hard work, and we just take from them.
And sponge off of those guys. Parasites, basically.
Hanj.
Eileen, would you want to add to that?
I got that same interpretation.
Hanji, Jaspreet Kaur Bhenji?
Hanji, same as that, but this effort हैगा, this is on what the next line says, Kwari Kaya Jugat. This line basically inspired me much, that Kwari Kaya Jugat. Like, just when an unmarried girl is in her parental home.
So we'll get to that line. Can I give, I know Gurdeep Singh ji is on, Trehanji, and then we'll come to this.
Okay.
Hanji, Gurdeep Singh Virji.
Which part you want me to say?
We were talking about, we were looking for any more input into saram. We've just talked about saram as being, the usage being in a dual sense. One meaning hard work, the other meaning modesty, and both of those being applicable depending on the context.
I think modesty, both are actually, seems to be okay.
That's what we are talking about. So unless you have anything additional to add, we can move on to the next pankti.
Saram Pat, actually Pat is also attached to Saram. Because Pat, that's your respect will be only then when you will do the Saram in the right way, right action. Because we always say Mat Pat Dara Kaap Vaheguru. So that one is Mat. One, we are requesting, we are doing a das of prayer to save our path. So here they put both the words, saram, path, choli, the Anki Karebe Booth.
Hanji.
Only the same as they mentioned is
Do you want to talk about
greedy.
Dhyan ki kare bibhut then? Let's start with that with you.
Dhyan ki vibhut is like dhyan mein janya, the concentration, power of concentration, or focus on one point, which for us is a God. So that's what the dhyan. Vibhut, they put that ashes on the body. They say instead of doing this, actually here the Guru Nanak Dev Ji looks like is talking to the yogis leader or yogis themselves in front, and whatever they're doing outwardly to their body, with Nanak Dev Ji giving them a real sense, the real direction. So what your choli should be, what your babut should be, what your danda should be, what is kaya kari. So this is how you understand. And ultimately the question comes, same what the teaching of the Sikhs, how to Naam Simran.
Hanji.
Anyway, I stop here, so let
Hanji. So let's talk about Dhyan a little more. Eileen, I'll come back to you on Dhyan ki kare bibhut. I think Virji pretty much explained it.
Before you go further, can I make one slight
sure
distinction? To me, Pat is not respect. Pat is dignity. Dignity is from within you. Respect is from without, from outside. So respect you may get or may not get. The sense of dignity that you have that comes from within you should be intact. That's the one we're talking about.
And that's a good distinction, I think. We talked earlier about if you are waiting for external approval, then you don't have santokh. And so santokh should lead to a sense of dignity.
It's a little hair splitting, but it's necessary.
Yeah, self-respect, I think, and dignity.
That's right.
So Eileen, on Dhyan, do you want to proceed to Dhyan with us now?
Sure. Dhyan, I was trying to relate it to the ashes, because I'm not really sure what the purpose of the ashes is. So I'm not clear yet on why you replaced the ash, covering your body with ashes, with attention and meditation. Like I'm not finding the connection to compare and contrast those two ideas.
Okay. Does somebody want to jump in here and try and address that? What seems to be the connection, if any, between the idea of smearing your body with ashes and Dhyan? Why is Guru Nanak substituting Dhyan with Vibhuti? Or for that matter, Munda with Santokh, and I know Jasbir Kaur Panji began on that. Maybe we'll come back to it. What is the connection, if any? Is anyone seeing any connection that Eileen's trying to figure out? Hanji, please, Gurjeet Ji.
Hanji, Dhyan da matlab hai ki we have to keep on your mind. It's not a dhyan which normally people do these days, because the mind tends to go wayward. The wisdom has to keep the mind in check. That is more as dhyan. That's what dhyan refers to. And there are indications in Gurbani that dhyan, what is a param dhyan, in which your mind ultimately merges into the heart. Brahmaleen, is that what the dhyan is? So why does Yogi put that? I'm not sure. It may be a reason that it has got some soda in it, so it's just like
it may be a cooling
some sort
agent.
of antiseptic.
Yeah, could be. I don't know the answer to that. Hanji, I just think, do you have any thoughts on what the connection might be, if any?
I think ashes were the signs of what shall I say? Not poverty, but what monks do. They give up the worldly attachments. So ashes were symbolic of that. So it's suggesting is to replace that connection with dhyan, which is mindfulness.
So disassociation with everyday thinking.
That's right.
And being mindful. So does that make sense, Eileen, to you?
Yes, I think that makes a lot of sense, because I think that's it's like a monastic life that they're showing you, And that,
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
except that
as the ideal, as that was the ideal, and Guru Nanak is rejecting that.
Guru Nanak is perhaps saying,
The
well,
ascetic life, the ascetic monastic life symbolized by the earrings and by these all these things, the patched coat as well.
so what Guru Nanak is saying here is that is the state of the mind rather than
The
what
state of
you
the mind.
smear on your body.
That's right.
Right. Got it. Thank you. That makes a
Hanji,
lot of sense.
Hanji, Jasbir Kaur Bhen ji, do you have anything to add on Dhyan as we move on?
Yes, this is the thing Guru Pasha is saying ki every moment when I need to do, I have to pause and ask myself ki what is my intention behind that. So this is the dhyan to direct it to me, what I am doing, what I am speaking, what I am thinking. This is to keep in mind always.
ठीक है जी. Hanji, Gurdeep Singh Vir ji, any thought? Further thought, that is. If you agree with what has been said, we can move on.
Yeah, I think so. It's a power of concentration. You know, the tortoise, the mother in the sea, she lays eggs outside in the sand, and she gets back to the water, and she forces her dhyan onto those eggs, which are lying outside in the sand on the sea beaches, and the tortoise himself or herself is in the water. They have so much power, they automatically, the kids comes out of the shell of the eggs. And even if there are 200 tortoises and there are 200 babies coming, each baby goes and follows their mother. This is what mentioned Guru Granth Sahib somewhere else in Bani. This is how the dhyan. That
Hanji.
dhyan has so much power, it breaks the shell of the egg, baby gets out, and the baby follows the mother. So I think if you go read further Guru Granth Sahib, you come to a point, this is the name of the dhyan exactly in the top form. Tun mein dhyan, dhyan mein janya. So this is also how we have to recite the Simran or mantra. Anyway,
Hanji.
rest everybody
Thank you,
else
ji.
is okay too. Yeah,
All
thank
right,
you.
let me go back to Jasbir Kaur Bhen ji. I know she had started with Kinta Kal Kuari Kaya.
Ji, this is Kintha. Kintha is that the yogi used to wear loose cloth. So that was the symbol for them that they have renounced the things. But Guru Pasha is saying, my renouncing is not that the worldly things, but my renouncing is to ego. So for that, there was a Shabad in which Guru Pasha is saying, Kintha Kima Hindamu. So when instead of wearing that cloth, I am wearing Kima as a kapda. So if I am always wearing this cloth, then this is Kintha for me.
Okay, Khima is forgiveness, if I'm not mistaken.
G, yes.
But here he's talking about Kal, which I think has a dual connotation, one of time and one of death.
Yeah, but that death is Guru Pasha is actually giving the death for whom hai? Ego wali death. So
Okay. ठीक है
that
जी. हाँ जी.
death is within the laws of nature, but this death is hard to get
Okay,
rid of
that's
myself.
an interesting observation. Dr. Ajay Singh, can I reach out to you? Kal meaning death of the ego. How do we kill the ego?
Again, I think said earlier, you don't kill the ego. You discipline it and you command it. You know, ego. हमें दीर्घ रोग है but दारू भी इसमें. The treatment is within it. So don't get rid of it. You command it. Let it serve you. You don't let it become your master.
So is that what you're reading Kinta Kal to be here in this passage? Let your robe be the disciplining of the ego,
Disciplining of the mind.
of the mind.
Of the mind.
How does that relate to Kal? I'm just trying to figure that out.
Well, Kal is death.
Right.
It could be that.
And Kal could be time.
Kal could be time. And so So, it could be disciplining the mind, killing the things you don't want in your character traits.
Okay. All right. Let me move on to Eileen. Do you have a thought on this?
Understanding, I was observing the difference, which I think comes up quite a bit, like in Sid Ghost, talking about the difference between the physical and the internal, and I think that's happening here also. So
That's right.
I drew the conclusion that the patched quilt of death, or death was the patched quilt of our life, in the sense that our body is separate, and our body is like a coat that we wear over our I don't know, atma or something, our internal self.
Mm-hmm.
So focusing on the internal self and not worrying as much about the cloak, of which is your body that dies.
So are you suggesting that Guru Nanak is saying we shouldn't really be concerned about our body?
Well, I think it's more like just the coat that's just a purposeful, item. It's not the be all end all. I guess that's what I was thinking of.
Because the reason I bring that up is because I think there are passages where the body has been referred to as Hari Mandir, and the body has also been we've been enjoined to take good care of the body if we want to serve God. So I'm just trying to make the connection. I mean, are we to be indifferent to the body, or are we to really take good care of the body?
Well, maybe just in context here, it's not the path to salvation, kind of that the yogis are treating it as. Maybe it's just a contextual thing in this context of the discussion. I don't know.
All right. Let me ask Veerji Gurjeet Singh this question. So what's going on here, Veerji? Is he there? Arvinder, is he there, or has he dropped?
He's there. Gurjeet Virji, can you hear us?
Hanji, can you hear me?
No, we couldn't hear you, so we thought you had perhaps dropped off, or your call dropped. But we're talking about Kinta Kal. Did you hear the conversation?
Yes, I did. Kal is more related to Hukam, because the outer body won't live forever. The Hukam comes and this goes, perishes. And before it perishes, it relates to Kwari Kaya, that your Kaya shouldn't remain unmarried. It has to marry between that time, between the day you're born, day you die. In between, the wedding has to happen, the internal wedding. So this is more, as Faridji says, Kwari ta chao, biyahi ta mamle. We have to get married. This is about spiritual marriage.
So are you reading Kwari Kaya to suggest that Kaya Kwari nahi rehni chahiye?
Nahi rahegi.
Kaya
nahi rahegi ya nahi rehni chahiye?
Bhagwan na.
Hanji.
You'll be reborn. If it is Kwari, it has to get married.
That's interesting. Jasbir Kaur Panji, I know you had a take on Kwari Kaya now that you've heard a little bit of the discussion.
So is it that one, sir?
Hanji, it's an interesting point, but इस तरह है कि एक कुआरी पहले रहेगी से व्याही जाएगी ना till the time when it's in parental house.
नहीं पर कुआरी ते है ही, but they're saying कुआरी ते है ही, पर व्याह जाना है.
ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੁਆਰੇ ਰਹਿਣ ਦੀ ਜੁਗਤ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਵਿਧੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ. ਜੁਗਤ means ਵਿਧੀ, technique.
ਵਿਆਹ ਦੀ ਜੁਗਤ ਮਿਲੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ. ਕਾਦੀ ਜੁਗਤ ਹੈ ਕੁਆਰੀ ਕਾ?
It is even further after the Queen Street.
Because it's saying man jeete jag
so let's come back here. So
ਉਹ ਤੇ ਐਂਡ ਤੇ ਆਏਗਾ ਨਾ,
ਉਹ ਤੇ ਐਂਡ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਨਾ. let's get past these lines. ਹੁਣ ਕੁਆਰੀ ਕਾਇਆ ਜੁਗਤ ਡੰਡਾ ਪ੍ਰਤੀਤ. So what Viji is saying is that ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕੁਆਰੀ ਕਾਇਆ ਹੈ has to get married, and there is a jukti for that. Is that what you're saying?
No, but that has to get married, but before marriage ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਣਾ ਕੁਆਰਾਪਨ till the time of the marriage ਤਦ ਤੱਕ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਦੁਹਾਗਨ ਨਾ ਬਣੇ ਨਾ for ਸੁਹਾਗਨ she has to prepare herself.
And what is that
ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ
preparation?
that preparation is that like ਜਦ ਤੱਕ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਬੱਚੀਆਂ ਛੋਟੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ at the time of their teenage ਉਹ ਜਦੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਸਭ ਨਾਲ ਵਰਤਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪੈਰ ਸਲਿਪ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਬਟ ਜਦ ਤੱਕ ਉਹ ਮੈਚੁਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਨੇ ਤਦ ਤੱਕ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਉਸ ਕੁਆਰੇਪਨ ਨੂੰ ਮੇਨਟੇਨ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ so that's why I was taking the point of ustat ninda because we know that girls ਜਦੋਂ teenage ਤੇ ਹਲੇ enter ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਉਹ slip ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਬਾਹਰ outer attraction ਵੱਲ so for that Guru Pasha is saying man jite jagdeep karke us kuarepan nu maintain karna hai that is then again us mehnat kis te kariye it all lines are interconnected and coming to the man jite jagjeet why kuarapan with man jite jagjeet this is the effort you are doing for internal respect internal ਬਾਹਰੋਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮਿਲਦਾ that's the regard but ਜਦੋਂ internal ਮਿਲਦਾ that is respect or dignity which we are talking about.
So Dr. Ajit Singh, do you agree with what is being said here on Kuari Kaya?
Yes.
I mean, I have a slightly different take, but I want to hear you.
Well, why don't you tell yours and we'll put that in the part
No,
two.
I'm sort of leaning towards what I understood Gurjeet Singh Virji to say, that
Yeah.
Kuari here seems to suggest that you are not really fulfilled until you get married. And the marriage here is a spiritual marriage, and for that there is a jukti or a method. I'm just throwing this out there.
That's all right. That's fine.
So what's your take on this?
I'll go with that.
Okay.
I'll go with that and let's continue and we'll come back.
Okay. Hanji,
We'll come back
Gurdeep
if we
Singh
need
ji. Yeah, so we still have Gurdeep Singh ji to touch. ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕੀ ਖਿਆਲ ਹੈ in English, please? I mean, I slip into Punjabi myself, but.
You mean myself?
Hanji, what's your take on this?
I understand khintha is a kafan, khal is a mouth. ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੂੰ ਖਿੰਥਾ ਪਾਈ ਫਿਰਦਾ ਨਾ ਲੂਜੇ ਕੱਪੜੇ ਇਹ ਤੂੰ ਕਫਨ ਸਮਝ ਤੇ ਮੌਤ ਲਈ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੌਤ ਦਾ ਭੈ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਤੇ ਤੂੰ ਭਗਤੀ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਆ ਬਿਨਾਂ ਭੈ ਤੋਂ ਭਗਤੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਐਂਡ ਸੈਕੰਡ ਲਾਈਨ
Kuari Kaya.
Kuari Kaya. Kuari Kaya means he has to get married anyway. It's very hard, but chastity is important. In our Sikh philosophy, Eka Nari Sada Jati. Guru Granth Sahib ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਗੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਪੜੋਗੇ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਤੂੰ ਘਰ-ਬਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਇਆ ਕਰ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਛੱਡ ਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਤੂੰ ਦਰਵਾਜ਼ੇ ਤੇ ਆਇਆ ਫਿਰ ਤੂੰ ਇਸਤਰੀ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਤੂੰ ਲੁਭਾਇਆ ਇਹ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਟਸ ਨਾਟ ਪੋਸੀਬਲ that you can stay always in chastity. So marriage is recommended, of course, which is ended up in the supreme marriage, which is with the God. Actually, marriage is a reflection of a love between us and the God. ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਉਹਦੀਆਂ ਇਸਤਰੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਨਾਰੀ ਤੇ ਜੋ ਪੁਰਖ ਕਰਾਵੇ ਪੁਰਖਾਂ ਤੇ ਜੋ ਨਾਰੀ ਇੱਕ ਪੁਰਖ ਸਗਲੀ ਨਾਲ ਸਵਾਈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਦੁਨਿਆਵੀ ਮੈਰਿਜ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇਹ ਹੈ this is a reflection of the real love with the God. So I understand here chastity is important ਲੇਕਿਨ ਏਕਾ ਨਾਰੀ ਸਦਾ ਜਤੀ. So it's not ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਨੂੰ ਵਿਆਹ ਹੀ ਨਾ ਕਰਾਓ ਤੇ ਏਦਾਂ ਰਹਿ ਲਓ. I don't think it's recommended. So unmarried life is not recommended.
Okay, so I think there are some nuances to this, I guess, that we can appreciate. Kuari Kaya, Jugat Danda Pratit. So now, is Jugat Danda Pratit something that goes along with Kuari Kaya, or is that a whole different pointer here? Does somebody want to take this on? Eileen, do you want to take Jugat Danda Pratit?
Well, I guess this is a different way that I had been thinking about it, but I could connect, I think, a little bit to this approach. If we're talking about this engagement, like a young virgin who gets married or something like that, it's a leap of faith and trust. So I think that connection to the Creator, which would be similar to like a joining or engagement to the Creator, is also kind of a leap of faith or trust. And so I think I could see that that coming out, you know, to trust that connection is there. I was actually thinking a little bit more like, as you connect back to the patchwork quilt and the separation with the body. I thought that I thought the word kuari was a vessel. I thought it was like a pot. So I don't know if that's appropriate or not, but I thought it was talking about this body vessel that is joined with the Creator, and that you put your trust in kind of that connection. So I had a little bit different.
Kuari, as far as I know, and someone could correct me, is really in common parlance means unmarried. Kaya is something that you could think of as a vessel. So, and then unmarried, of course, has connotations to it, right? I mean, it could mean chastity, it could mean restraint, and so on and so forth. It's quite common within our sort of culture to refer to Kuari and Kaya as being pristine, the idea of being pristine and unsoiled. Okay, but given what Gurjeet Singh Virji has just said, I'm chewing on this, so I mean, I'm still pretty fluid in my understanding. I think we can look at this line in several different ways, and they're all kind of meaningful, at least to me. Dr. Ajit Singh, do you want to carry on where Eileen left on Jugat Danda Pratit rather? We're talking about discernment and methodology.
I think all these qualities that are here listed from the beginning now are part of that methodology. You know, whether you call that a union, a marriage with God, or whether you call it the attainment of godliness. That's the way I would look at it.
So it would be, I suppose, not out of place to suggest that, you know, we call it methodology, but we could see it as a process.
Yes.
And Santokh, Saram, Dhyan,
yeah, that's right.
All of these become inputs into that process.
And Choli is what would you call Choli?
I have no clue. Choli, I mean, in the ordinary sense, of course, is kind of a choli is lap, right? Literally, it means a lap.
Literally, but it is what beggars used to collect.
Yeah.
Alms.
Right.
So this reminds me of a poem of Pauri Singh, which literally translated the line said, "Make a begging bowl of your skull."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm an anatomist, and when I saw that, I was alarmed. A begging bowl of a skull, but in other words, begging bowl for ideas, for knowledge, for things.
For knowledge, yes.
And so Choli to me is that way. So here are the qualities. Put them in your begging bowl. Choli.
So drill them into your skull if you can.
In other words, become that.
Right.
So I would look at them as a totality. That way.
And of course, Jugat Danda Pratit, meaning there is caution here to use discernment, Pratiti.
Yes, that's okay. Jugat Danda. What's the Danda then?
Well, in the sort of more traditional interpretations, Danda is strength that gives, and also used as
staff.
Direction, a staff.
Direction.
Yeah,
that's right. That'd be okay.
And the staff should be that of discernment. Is Pratiti in your mind discernment or discrimination? You know, the faculty of discrimination.
Well, you can't have discernment without discrimination faculty. You can't discern things without the ability to differentiate things. So, but I think discernment has less value judgment added to it. Discrimination does.
Okay.
I prefer discernment than discrimination.
Excellent. All right. Anji Virji, Gurjeet Singh Ji, as we just talked about all of these qualities as being part of an overall life process, so that they should all come together. And Dr. Ajit Singh just quoted Pauri Singh about making a begging bowl of your skull, meaning to get all of this sort of embodied knowledge here into yourself,
Into your head, yes.
into your head, so that you can live the life that you're supposed to. What is your take on this?
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਜੋ ਖੱਪਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਅਸਲ ਚ ਉਹ ਖੋਪੜੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀ that was a skull. He always used to carry a skull, and that was his fashion. But the thing is, we are trying to correlate his ornaments which he is wearing to Guru Nanak. It's of no use, because religion is to be adopted by man. It's not to be adopted by the body. If you're putting ash on a body, you are not, because you are not touching your mind yet. Your man is free. So he's trying to tell him how to control his mind. Jugat danda pratit. The danda he carries, he should be the pratit. There's a very nice pankti in Gurbani about, because we're talking about still the kar and dara related to this body. So there is a very nice pankti by Guru Ramadas ji. Atme nu atme di pratit hoi.
That's right.
ਤਾਂ ਘਰ ਹੀ ਪਰਚਾ ਪਾਏ। ਜੋ ਜੋਗੀ ਦਾ ਮਾਈਂਡ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਉਹ ਜੇ ਤਾਂ ਛੱਡ ਦੇਵੇ, if he just leaves everything and knows what is to be done, then pratit means ਯਕੀਨ, ਭਰੋਸਾ. Then his mind can be basically accepted ki yes, now it can merge with the Brahm. Until he attains all these virtues, the best is Santokh. Gurbani ends at Sat Santokh Vicharo. Gurbani is nothing but the Vichar of Santokh. There's only one thing in Gurbani, Santokh di Vichar. There are not three things there. There's only one thing. There's only Ek Bast Dije Karmaya. Santokh is the only virtue which we should attain. And the whole of Gurbani tells us about Santokh, because in the original state we were Santokhi, and now at this stage we have the Santokh has been lost by man, because the mool of man, he doesn't need Maya. The mool of man is free of Maya, so the problem is only with the man that its needs have gone into wants. So if Yogi understand, then the danda he carries in the hand, Yogi always carry danda to scare the dogs, or because whenever he goes, that's one of his protection. Then he says, if danda should be that pratit bit, that once you have accepted those norms, you are ready to merge, you're ready for the marriage. That is a jugti to get your kuari kaya back to marriage state, that you have to control your mind until the mind is filthy. Aap savare main mila. Fariji has said, until he takes care of himself, he can't find the husband. The husband has a condition, aap savare, that pratit has to be done by the man.
Right. So this goes back to Eileen's point about the leap of faith. You're ready to take that leap of faith at that point also. Trust.
Yeah.
Pratit.
Yes.
So Eileen, does that make sense?
Yes. I think that is what I was kind of coming to.
Okay. Jasbir Kaur Penji, do you want to add anything to what we've just talked about holistically?
Just this much about the yogis activities. Actually, yogiyan de bahut sari categories see, but there are every category da jehda danda honda si oh apna symbol honda si. So their danda was very important for them. That represents their panthi. So they, and moreover the yogis were renounced. They don't have their needs even. So their contentment was that they used to apniya karamata dikhande si ek duje nu. Ek panth duje panth nu apni karamat dikhanda si. So Guru Pasha is making them contented from their karamata also. So they were not indulged in any needs and deeds or any other things, but they were indulged in Ustat Ninda much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ji. Hanji, Gurdeep Singh Vir Ji.
I think Andy said is wonderful. That's right. They used to fight among each sects. There were 5-6 sects. I Panthi, they were the main. So I think that's what she said already. I'm okay with that. They used to
Okay.
show their superiority over the other and then showing the karamas and stuff like that, which is everything. Bani doesn't recommend any of these things.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we are coming to the last sort of line here, and then there is the salutation. Does somebody want to take us through I Panthi Sagal Jamati Man Jeeta Jag Jeet? Dr. Ajay Singh, do you want to help explain this?
No, I'll listen and I'll add in. Go ahead.
Okay. Harvinder Singh, do you want to take a shot at this? Harvinder Singh? I think he's somewhere. Eileen, do you want to take a stab at it?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this Ayapanti is just the addressing the yogis. I think it's saying Sagal Samati is all people, all different classes and all types of people. And then it says Mani Jite Jogu Jit, and I think that's saying conquering the mind is world conquering. And so it seems to me that the message here is that anyone or maybe everyone together can do this mind conquering, and that itself is conquering the world. So that's the path to conquering the world for everyone.
Thank you. Gurjeet Singh Virji, do you want to add to this?
Hanji, if they obtain all these values जो दसियां उपरों मंदा संतोख रख लवे शर्म करना शुरू कर दवे ध्यान करना शुरू कर दवे जो गुरबानी ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ध्यान कहंदी है नहीं भी किसी बिंदु ते ध्यान लाई बैठा ध्यान सिर्फ we have to only keep in mind कि mind doesn't go astray. The buddhi has to do that. Then this is the I-Panth as per Gurmat. It's not that what Jogi says is I-Panth. I think Penji has indicated that the Danda was indicating I-Panth.
Yes.
I-Panth is something to do with the Purna Brahm stage. When you are Purna Brahm, then it is Manjit, Jagjit. And Jagjit means you have won over your heart. Jag is nothing. Eh Jag sache ki hai kotadi. The Jag is within us. Whosoever has won the mind has gone basically back to Dar and ultimately entered the Kar. So basically he's saying this is the real virtues of I-Panthi. The one you say is not right. If you have these virtues, any member, even Guru Nanak is I-Panthi.
Right.
So this is the I-Panthi of Gurmat, Sagal Jamati, anyone.
I think that means everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
Everybody who attains these values.
Everybody.
Yes.
I-Panthi is everybody.
Who has obtained? Yeah. Yep, everybody.
Yeah, I think what's being
That's
suggested here is that is the true I-Panthi. That's the true sect, universal.
Yes, that's right.
Dr. Ajay Singh?
So that is it's a direction to all. So I-Panthi here is inclusive.
Yes, it's a Sagal Jamaat. It's a universal.
Sagal Jamaati.
Yes.
And the way is to conquer your mind.
Hanji.
Mindfulness really focus the mind.
Haji, theek hai ji. Jasbir Kaur Penji, we have about a couple of minutes. Do you want to add anything to that? If not, we'll call it.
No, last. Just a few words that basically is Paurito Guru Pasha is addressing us Raj Jog, yeah, you can say Grest mein udas, Anjan mahe niranjan rahi. So Guru Pasha basically whenever address yogis, the aisa jog kamavo yogi. So in the same way Guru Pasha is addressing us, which grast which rende, how you are not indulged in your outer surroundings. When you are not indulging from outer, you don't have any effect of outer or not discriminating, then you are in I-Panth. Then you treat all equal.
Thank you. I know, Dr. Ajay Singh, you were trying to say something.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I think that we are on the last one. Ades to say
Ades. Do you want to conclude with that? Do you want to help us finish the Pauri with what the salutation might mean?
Well, What happened?
I think it was setting you up.
No, I thought it was shutting me down. Between up and down, there isn't much of a difference.
Yeah.
And I think that comes out of these hymns today.
Yes. Yes.
Well, Adesh, this is what I instruct you. This is my direction to you. This is the teaching.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Adesh is a Sanskrit word, and I think that's what it means. And then, of course, Ad, Anil, and Ad, Anahat, primal, pure, without beginning, without end, indestructible, without end, and the same form, Jugu Jugu Ekko Vase. I think we did. That's all there is to it. We'll have to go on to the next one later, next time.
Okay. We are kind of out of time. Unless someone has anything specific to add, I'm going to give.
Main entry or in the.
Eileen, do you want to add anything here? Anything new? You've got 30 seconds.
I just would like to, the next time maybe, if we just address that last word or the last phrase, the echo
base. Okay.
Base.
All right. Here's
oh
what
yeah, we didn't touch that. Okay, next time we should.
So what we will do then is next time we will start from there. And
then move
on to the next part. Yes.
Yeah,
we'll go there from here.
We'll talk about that.
With that said, I want to thank all of you again for a wonderful session. I certainly have enjoyed it, and I hope you have all enjoyed it. And I'm taking away some new insights, as I hope you are too. So till next time, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa.
Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.